Alex, you have 10 seconds. Tell me about yourself.
Right now,
Right now. Go.
I'm Alex. I work in digital media, I like music, and I joined a language learning group because, wait, should I mention my hobbies too?
Time is up.
That was not 10 seconds.
It was exactly 10 seconds.
Then 10 seconds is not enough time to explain a human life.
Fortunately, nobody asked for your complete life. They asked for a useful introduction.
My mind did not hear it that way. It heard, quick, explain everything important about yourself before the timer attacks you.
And that is why a simple question like, tell me about yourself, can make an English learner freeze, overthink, or start talking without knowing where to stop.
I managed to do all three.
Is this your first attempt?
No. Last night, I recorded 11 different introductions.
11?
One sounded like a job interview. One had no personality. One was nearly 2 minutes long.
For a 20-second introduction?
I kept trying to make every sentence perfect.
Then our final challenge will test something more useful than perfection.
What exactly are you planning?
At the end of this episode, you will answer the same question again. 10 seconds, 1 attempt, no restarting, and no deleting the recording.
That sounds unnecessarily dangerous.
Stay with us and compare Alex's final answer with the one you just heard.
Hello everyone, and welcome to English Life Channel, where we practice natural English through real, useful conversations. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. Today, we are going to use one simple system to help you talk about yourself without freezing, over-explaining, or sounding like you memorized a speech.
A complete system?
Yes, it is called the CLEAR system.
I like it already. What does clear mean?
First, check the context. Second, lead with one relevant fact. Third, expand with one meaningful detail. Fourth, adjust if you lose your thought or need to protect your privacy. Finally, return the conversation when the situation allows it.
Check, lead, expand, adjust, return.
Exactly. And your first answer failed at the first step.
Checking the context?
Yes, you tried to include your work, hobbies, personal history, language goals, and cooking problems at the same time.
The cooking problem felt relevant.
Relevant to whom?
Probably the rice.
The real problem was not your English. It was selection.
So what should I have selected?
Imagine you are introducing yourself to a new language exchange group. What does that group need to know?
My name, why I joined, and maybe something that makes conversation easier.
Good. Try it again without the timer.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex. I work in digital media, and I joined because I want to become more comfortable speaking English.
Clear, but still slightly general.
What is missing?
One meaningful detail that creates connection.
For example,
You could say, what drew me to this group was the chance to meet people from different places and hear how they use English in everyday life.
now someone can tell me where they are from or why they joined.
Right. A good introduction should not close the conversation. It should quietly create the next question.
So confidence is not giving the most impressive answer.
Confidence is giving the most relevant answer.
That already removes some pressure.
It should. You do not need one perfect introduction for every situation. You need to choose the right angle for the moment.
Show me how the angle changes.
Imagine you are at a professional event. Someone asks, what do you do?
I could say, I work in digital media, mostly with podcasts and online audio. A big part of my work is helping people turn rough ideas into clear conversations.
Why does that answer work?
Because the situation is professional, so I focus on my work and what I contribute.
Exactly. You do not need to mention your childhood, your weekend plans, or your difficult relationship with rice.
You really are not going to let that go.
Not until the rice improves.
We're so happy you are here with us today.
Now change the setting. You are at a friend's birthday dinner, and someone says, "Alex, tell me a little about yourself."
I should probably sound less formal.
Try it.
I'm Alex. I work with podcasts and online media, but outside of work, I spend a lot of time listening to music, walking around the city, and trying to become a better cook.
That feels more social.
And the cooking detail gives the other person an easy topic.
They may ask what you like to cook.
I hope they do not ask me to prove it.
That is a separate challenge.
So the professional version shows what I contribute, while the social version shows more personality.
Yes, neither version is false. You are simply choosing the part of your life that belongs in that conversation.
I like that. An introduction is one angle, not a complete definition of me.
Exactly. No single paragraph can represent your entire identity.
Apparently, neither can 11 voice messages.
Let's practice the first 3 parts of clear. Check the context, lead with one relevant fact, and expand with one meaningful detail.
Listen to this professional answer. I work in customer service, and I especially enjoy helping people solve practical problems.
Now repeat the complete answer aloud. I work in customer service, and I especially enjoy helping people solve practical problems.
One relevant fact and one meaningful detail.
Here is a social answer. I'm really into older music, and I enjoy visiting small record stores on weekends.
Repeat it with us. I'm really into older music, and I enjoy visiting small record stores on weekends.
Same structure, different angle.
The professional answer shows contribution. The social answer gives the listener an easy personal topic.
And the next problem is harder. Even when you choose the right information, you still need to know when to stop.
That is where my answers usually become speeches.
Before we fix that, subscribe to English Life channel if this kind of real conversation practice helps you. And stay with us, because Alex still has to complete the final 10-second challenge without restarting.
I was hoping everyone had forgotten about that.
Nobody has forgotten.
All right, how do I know when I have said enough?
Listen for a complete idea. When you have answered the real question and added one useful detail, pause.
Just pause.
Yes.
That sounds suspiciously simple.
It is simple, but it may feel uncomfortable. Many learners continue speaking because they are afraid of the silence after their answer.
That silence feels enormous when I am the one speaking.
To the listener, it is often only a normal pause before the next question.
So I need to stop treating every pause like an emergency.
Exactly. Let's test it. Alex, what do you do?
I work in digital media, mostly with podcasts and online audio.
And now?
I stop.
How does it feel?
Too short.
But did it answer the question?
Yes.
Then it worked. A short answer gives the listener a starting point. It does not need to answer every possible follow-up question.
I think I sometimes answer questions the other person has not even asked yet.
Why?
Because I am afraid the conversation will stop. So I give the answer, the background, the explanation, and sometimes the next topic.
Which leaves very little space for the other person.
So stopping is not failing to say more. It is inviting the other person in.
Exactly. Now let's make the same answer longer without losing control.
Is this the 30-second version?
Yes. Give me your work, one detail about it, and one reason you enjoy it.
I work in digital media, mostly with podcasts and online audio. A big part of my job is helping turn rough ideas into clear conversations. I enjoy it because every project is different, and I get to work with people who have interesting things to say.
That answer has a clear shape.
Work, detail, reason.
And every sentence has a purpose.
Someone could now ask what kind of podcasts I work on.
or what you mean by rough ideas.
Or whether the interesting people are difficult to work with.
How would you answer that?
Carefully.
Wise choice.
So length is not the real problem.
Unfocused length is the problem.
Then, what changes in a longer answer?
A longer answer can include brief background, your current role, and why the work matters to you. But here is the danger. This is where many speakers begin listing everything they have ever done.
That sounds familiar.
Try the longer version, but keep one central message.
I work in digital media, mainly with podcasts and online audio. I became interested in it because I have always noticed how the same idea can sound confusing or clear depending on how it is presented. These days, I help organize conversations, improve scripts, and make spoken content feel more natural. What I enjoy most is taking something complicated and turning it into something people can easily follow. I'm still learning, but that is probably the clearest way to describe what I do.
How did that feel?
Longer, but not out of control.
Because everything supported one central idea.
And the final sentence gave me a natural ending.
Right. You now have 3 possible lengths. A quick answer, a normal conversational answer, and a longer answer for situations where people genuinely want more detail.
That seems much more useful than memorizing one speech.
Real conversations do not always give you the same amount of time.
At a busy event, I may only need one sentence.
In a relaxed conversation, you may add a detail and a reason.
And during an interview or deeper conversation, I may need more background.
Exactly. But before we move on, let's change the rhythm with a listening test.
I'm ready.
Which introduction sounds more natural?
Version 1. I am employed in the digital media industry, where I perform responsibilities related to audio content.
And version 2?
I work in digital media, mostly with podcasts and online audio. I enjoy helping people turn rough ideas into clear conversations.
Which one would you choose?
The second one.
Why?
The first tries to sound impressive. The second tries to communicate.
That contrast matters. Confidence usually sounds clear, not complicated.
So speaking naturally doesn't make you sound less professional.
Not at all. I work is clearer than I am employed. And I help people turn rough ideas into clear conversations is more specific than I perform responsibilities.
The listener understands what I do and why it matters.
Exactly. Now repeat the natural version with us. I work in digital media, mostly with podcasts and online audio. I enjoy helping people turn rough ideas into clear conversations.
That answer is simple, but it does not sound basic.
Clear English often sounds stronger than formal English.
I can choose the right angle and control the length. But what if my answer starts growing while I am speaking?
That brings us to the 4th part of clear. Adjust.
This is the part I probably need most.
If your answer begins moving in too many directions, you can shorten it while you are speaking.
Without making the moment awkward?
Yes, people adjust their thoughts in real conversations all the time. You could say, the short version is that I realized I enjoy helping people express ideas clearly. Or, the main point is that I discovered I enjoy shaping spoken ideas.
Show me.
I became interested in teaching after helping a friend prepare for a presentation. Then I started reading about communication, and later I worked on several projects that involved. Actually, the short version is that I realized I enjoy helping people express ideas clearly.
That sounded natural.
Because I did not apologize for changing direction. I simply returned to the central idea.
Let me try. I started working with podcasts after helping someone edit a recording. Then I became interested in microphones, scripts, storytelling, sound design, editing software. Actually, the main point is that I discovered I enjoy shaping spoken ideas.
You rescued yourself from the equipment list.
And rescued the listener.
Exactly.
Could I use that phrase, outside work?
Of course.
The short version is that my room is messy.
Instead of explaining every object on the floor,
That is the main point.
a useful improvement.
But sometimes the problem is not that the answer is too long. Sometimes the question itself makes you uncomfortable.
That is another important use of adjust.
Maybe someone asks about your family, relationships, age, money, religion, or future plans. You do not want to answer, but you also do not want to create tension.
Many learners think they have only two choices: answer everything or refuse in a cold way.
Is there a middle option?
Yes, set a calm boundary and offer another direction if you want to continue the conversation.
Did you ever have to do that?
A few months ago, I went to a neighborhood dinner. Most of us had only met once or twice. We were talking about work, food, and places we had lived when someone asked me a personal question about my family history.
Did they mean to be rude?
I do not think so. They were curious, but I did not want to discuss that part of my life with people I had just met.
What did you say?
I paused and said, "I'd rather keep that part private, but I'm happy to tell you what brought me to this neighborhood."
That is direct, but it does not sound unfriendly.
The tone matters. I said it calmly and gave the conversation somewhere else to go.
How did the person react?
They said, "Of course," and asked why I had moved there.
So the boundary did not end the conversation.
It redirected it.
I think people sometimes explain too much because they feel guilty for not answering.
And then the explanation reveals almost as much as the original answer would have.
So a confident boundary can be brief.
Very brief. 3 phrases can cover many situations. I'd rather keep that private. I don't usually discuss that. And I prefer not to go into that.
The first sounds natural in a friendly conversation.
The second and third may fit professional or more formal situations.
What if I want to keep the conversation warm?
Add a safe direction. For example, I'd rather keep that private, but I'm happy to tell you about the work I'm doing now.
Or, I prefer not to go into that, but I can tell you what brought me to this city.
Exactly.
And if the person asks again?
Repeat the boundary without adding new information. I understand that you're curious, but I still prefer not to discuss it.
Firm, but not aggressive.
You are describing your choice, not attacking the person.
Let's practice one complete boundary.
Listen first. I'd rather keep that private, but I'm happy to talk about what brought me to this city.
Repeat it with us. I'd rather keep that private, but I'm happy to talk about what brought me to this city.
Clear language can protect your privacy while keeping the conversation respectful.
Choosing not to answer is difficult, but there is another moment when choosing words feels almost impossible.
When your mind suddenly goes blank?
I was hoping we could avoid that.
Why?
Because I have a recent example.
How recent?
Yesterday,
What happened?
I joined an online meeting with a new project team. Everyone had to introduce themselves and explain their role.
You had prepared, right?
I had prepared a very clear answer.
But that is not what came out.
Not even close. I said, I'm Alex, and I am working with the part of the project that is more connected to the audio communication side of the things.
The audio communication side of the things?
I know.
That sentence was working very hard.
It had too many responsibilities.
What happened next?
I looked at all the faces on the screen and thought, they noticed. Now I need to repair the sentence perfectly.
Which increased the pressure.
Then I accidentally muted myself.
You muted yourself during your own introduction?
I moved my hand toward my notes and clicked the microphone button.
What did everyone do?
One person pointed at the screen. Another person mouthed, "You're muted."
The classic online meeting moment.
I unmuted myself and almost apologized for the sentence, the pause, the microphone, and my entire existence.
But you did not.
No. I took a breath and said, Sorry, I lost my thought for a second. Let me put that more simply.
Then what?
I'm responsible for the audio side of the project. I'll help organize the recordings and make sure the final conversations sound clear.
How did they respond?
The project manager said, "Great. We'll send you the recording schedule this afternoon."
They responded to your role, not your mistake.
Exactly. The awkward sentence felt enormous to me, but to everyone else, it lasted a few seconds.
That is one of the most important speaking lessons in this episode. The listener usually moves on faster than the speaker.
I was still replaying the mistake while the meeting had already continued.
And you recovered because you simplified the message instead of trying to repair every word.
Let me put that more simply.
That phrase tells the listener what you are doing and gives you permission to begin the idea again.
Without returning to the first sentence.
Exactly. Many learners make one mistake, restart from the beginning, make another mistake, and restart again.
Like restarting a song every time one note is wrong.
Eventually, you never reach the end.
So the goal is not to erase the mistake. The goal is to continue communicating.
Right. Here are 5 natural recovery phrases. Let me put that more simply.
Useful when my explanation becomes confusing.
What I'm trying to say is,
Useful when I know the meaning but cannot find the perfect wording.
I lost my thought for a second.
Useful when my mind goes blank.
Let me start that sentence again.
Useful when the sentence itself is broken.
And the main point is,
Useful when I need to leave the details and return to the central message.
but here is the key. Do not only memorize the recovery phrase. Practice the complete recovery.
What does that sound like?
I lost my thought for a second. Let me put that more simply. I organize podcast recordings and help make the conversations clear.
Repeat the complete sequence with us. I lost my thought for a second. Let me put that more simply. I organize podcast recordings and help make the conversations clear.
Every sentence moves forward. You acknowledge the pause, simplify the message, and continue.
No long apology.
And no complete restart. A mistake may last 3 seconds. Repeated apologies can make it last 30.
Now we have reached the final part of clear. Return the conversation.
When the setting allows it, give the other person space to contribute.
Do I simply ask, "How about you?"
Sometimes. But a specific return question often creates a better conversation.
Give me an example.
Suppose someone asks what you do on weekends.
My weekends are usually quiet. I listen to music, walk around the city, and sometimes try a new place to eat. How do you usually spend your weekends?
Your answer is complete, and the question naturally connects to it.
Another example?
Someone asks why you are learning English.
I want to communicate more confidently at work. I understand most conversations, but I sometimes need more time to express my ideas. What motivated you to learn?
Good. Your job is not to perform. Your job is to contribute something clear and remain curious about the other person.
Contribute and stay curious.
That mindset reduces pressure because you no longer feel responsible for filling every second.
Are there situations where I should not return the question?
Yes. In a job interview, formal presentation, or group introduction, someone else may be guiding the exchange.
So I should not end every interview answer with, "How about you?"
Please do not.
Noted.
Use a return question when it creates a balanced social conversation.
I think I understand the complete system now.
Then let's test it quickly before the final challenge.
Give me a professional situation.
You are attending a workshop. Someone asks, "What kind of work do you do?"
I work in digital media, mostly with podcasts and online audio. I enjoy helping people turn rough ideas into clear conversations. What kind of work are you involved in?
You checked the context, led with your work, expanded with one detail, and returned the conversation.
Give me a social situation.
You are at a friend's dinner. Someone asks what you do on weekends.
My weekends are usually quiet. I listen to music, walk around the city, and sometimes try a new place to eat. How do you usually spend your weekends?
Personal, relevant, and easy to answer.
Give me a difficult question.
Someone you just met asks why your last relationship ended.
I'd rather keep that private, but I'm doing well now.
Brief, warm, and complete.
Now make my mind go blank.
You are joining a new project team. Explain your role.
I'll be working with the part of the project that, sorry, I lost my thought for a second. Let me put that more simply. I'll organize the recordings and make sure the final conversations sound clear.
You adjusted and continued instead of starting over.
One final situation.
You have joined an online English group. The host asks why you are there.
I understand English well, but I want to respond more naturally in real conversations. What drew me to this group was the chance to practice with people from different backgrounds.
Clear English that fits the moment.
No complicated vocabulary.
Because confident English is not complicated English.
It is clear English with a purpose.
Exactly. Now walk me through clear one more time.
First, check the context.
Do not ask, what can I say about my entire life? Ask, what belongs in this situation?
Second, lead with one relevant fact.
Give the listener a clear starting point.
Third, expand with one meaningful detail.
Add something that helps the listener understand or respond.
Fourth, adjust.
Shorten the answer, set a boundary, or recover if your words become confusing.
Finally, return the conversation when the setting allows it.
And now there is only one thing left.
The 10-second challenge.
At the beginning, you tried to include your work, hobbies, history, language goals, and the rice problem.
10 seconds was carrying too many responsibilities.
This time, check the context. You are introducing yourself to a language exchange group.
My purpose is to tell them who I am and why I joined.
Lead with one relevant fact. Expand with one meaningful detail. Then stop.
And I only get one attempt?
One attempt. Whenever you are ready.
Hi, I'm Alex. I work with podcasts, and I joined this group to get more real conversation practice with people from different places.
10 seconds. Clear, natural, and complete.
I paused briefly, but I did not panic.
Your first answer searched through your entire life. Your final answer selected the information that fit the situation.
The first version sounded like I was trying to perform. The second sounded like I wanted to connect.
That is the real transformation. Confidence did not come from finding a perfect sentence. It came from knowing what you wanted the listener to understand.
So when someone asks you to talk about yourself, do not search for one perfect answer.
Check the context.
Lead with one relevant fact.
Expand with one meaningful detail.
Adjust if you lose your thought or prefer not to answer something.
And return the conversation when the moment allows it.
Before you leave, choose one situation where you may need to introduce yourself this week.
Create one clear answer. Record it once or twice, and listen for clarity, not perfection.
Then tell us in the comments which situation makes it hardest for you to talk about yourself.
Subscribe to English Life channel for more practical English conversations you can use in real life.
Thank you so much for practicing with us.
Keep choosing clarity over perfection.
We'll see you in the next episode. Take care, and keep your introduction shorter than your life story.